Now, the U.S. Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, has announced the United States will become more active in the Arctic region. Visiting Denmark yesterday, Mr. Pompeo said the United States will counter the growing Russian influence in the area. He also wants to thwart attempts by China to insert itself in the Arctic region. Mike Pompeo marked the reopening of the U.S. consulate in the semi-autonomous Danish territory of Greenland. His visit comes almost a year after that spat followed President Donald Trump's offer to buy Greenland. Well, Jonas Parello-Plesner is the Executive Director of the Alliance of Democracies Foundations, and he joins me now from Copenhagen. Well, thanks for taking time to join us here in the programme. Why do you think it is that the United States is meddling, some might say, in the Arctic region?
Well, the ice is melting, so the Arctic is opening up. That gives completely new opportunities. I mean, both for natural resources, for using the region in a different region, but that also means there's a new great power competition. So we've seen that with Russia, but we see that also increasingly with China and Chinese companies that want to invest in the region, particularly in mining. So basically, Pompeo would want to sort of make sure that the American footprint is still there solidly. The U.S. has had a military base in the Arctic for a long time, since the Cold War, just after the Second World War, and they're sort of growing their footprint and opened a consulate as one part of sort of Pompeo's visit to Copenhagen. And so that's basically what we're seeing, and we're of course also in the Kingdom of Denmark seeing a sort of growing awareness of that, and for example on Chinese investment, to say, okay, but then we need alternatives for Greenland, because they want to sort of start their economy.
Now, you mentioned mining there as one of the possible reasons, and so let me put it to you, could this be because of the work that's going on the disputed Nord Stream 2 pipeline? Of course, Denmark has agreed to allow that pipeline to go underneath its territory, which will produce or pump gas from Russia to Germany. How much of a threat is that to the United States?
Well, the U.S. has been opposing that, and is looking at sort of sanctions on European companies that work on that. Denmark, I think, to be fair, tried to hold the line on that, but it was not the final decision maker, since the line is just barely sort of crossing Danish sea territory and goes into Germany. So that wasn't really a big topic here at this point, but definitely something that as sort of the pipeline decision was on its way, the U.S. has been very sort of vocal about its opposition to, and which I personally completely agree with, that if we want to sort of avoid dependencies on autocracies, then of course we shouldn't have a pipeline with Russian gas, which we've seen Putin use as a political weapon into Europe.
Well, you agree with it, but Germany doesn't, however. So how concerned should the EU be about this?
Well, again, I think that is a big concern. We want to sort of develop more energy independence, and are actually, the EU as such, moving in the right direction. So I think Nord Stream 2 is a step in the wrong direction in that sense. We should diversify more, rely energy efficiency, and rely less on Russian gas in general.
Jonas Parello-Plesner, Executive Director of the Alliance of Democracies Foundation. Thanks for joining me on the programme.